Well, a very good morning to you. It is Saturday, the 29th of October. We are in the rainy season now, and it's definitely rained overnight in most parts of Joburg. In fact, this morning we've woken up to some rain as well. We're coming to you pretty early on a Saturday morning. Lyle Cooper is standing by to preview the Allied Steelrode On a Mission Charity Mile meeting. Big day today out in Joburg in the city. 10 races carded, an early start, 11:30. And it finishes at 20 to 5. But nice to know that we're working together today, not only here on the Clocking the Gallop show, but also for 4 Racing at one of their primary meetings. We'll both be presenting on course today. I look forward to having a good day with you out there today, Lyle. Good morning.
Yeah, I agree, Nico. We've had a bit of rain, and let's hope that stays away. Always enjoy working with you. We often find the same horses, and we'll be bouncing off each other later this afternoon.
Now, it's the first time that we're going back to the Standside track after a while, Lyle, today. We've been racing on the inside track at Turffontein, but a lot of work has been done, and you know a little bit more than me about what exactly has happened since they scarified the Standside track a couple of months ago.
Yes, what's happened, Nico, is they put proper drainage in, and they haven't done that for many years. I had the pleasure of interviewing the team that did it. They're very confident. They're very experienced. They've done quite a few race courses around South Africa. They've also done many golf courses. And now with this proper drainage and the Standside track, even with rain, we should have pretty good success. The course is looking lovely, and we're going to now see how the drainage stands up. But they were very confident that this new drainage will help tremendously with our rainy season, and we shouldn't have too many abandoned meetings, unless, of course, we have those big rains, which is nothing we can do about.
Absolutely. Well, we've got the rains now, so it does test the drainage. What also do is test our ability today on the track, because it does change complexion slightly because of the rain, and because we're on this new track for the first time. How is it going to play out? And those questions need to be answered, and I'm sure as the afternoon progresses, we'll get to those answers a bit later on. Let's just tell everyone exactly how much rain has fallen, Lyle. The official track report as of 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Now, they haven't updated it, and I'll update it if it does come through. 13.5 millimeters, but I'm sure more has fallen. So the track condition may well come up as good to soft this morning. We'll just check up on that, because this was only updated at 3 p.m. on Friday. So there was up until that stage 33 mils, and I think more has fallen. So we're looking at probably close to 40 or 40 mils plus for the week. But let's go to the card. I'm going to bring up firstly, before we do talk about the fact that today is still a day that you can join us on Clocking the Gallop direct line, Lyle. And this is what we've been doing. So just quickly, for those people that might not have joined, that still want to join up, there's still 3 days left of this. Remember that the meeting on Monday at Greyville has been cancelled. So we're now taking in the Wednesday, the 2nd of November meeting at Greyville. So you've still got 3 meetings for your 250 Rand. Unfortunately, you've missed out at Fairview, where we had a particularly good day too. But if you want to come on board, then all you'll have to do is to deposit 250 Rand into our Clocking the Gallop bank account, which is on the right-hand side, and use your name and your mobile number as a reference, and then send us through your deposit slip to our email address, clockingthegallop@gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 079 390 5747. We will be sending those tips out later on this morning, probably within the next couple of hours. So that's what we're looking at today, and let's see where we get to with 10 races on the card. Hopefully you'll join us on the Clocking the Gallop direct line. So let's go to Lyle Cooper, starting off our Clocking the Gallop assessment of the meeting. First race of the day, a big field for a maiden plate. It's up the straight, 1,160 meters. And by the way, they've got a jackpot on the first 4 races of the day.
Yes.
Quite nice. So that starts off at 11:30. And interestingly, number 4 is a scratching, a Stroke of Mercy, who would have probably appeared in our top selections. But Lyle, take us through what you like. I'll bring up the betting whilst you do that.
Importantly, Nico, Pierre Stradum not riding this afternoon, so we will not see him get his 5,500, unfortunately. So he will not be there. As far as race 1 is concerned, Nico, So I'm also coming off panel discussions, etc. So I've heard a lot of them. Number 12, Munchkin. I've heard about this horse for a long, long time. Apparently, it's a very decent individual, the son of Rafif. Smuggler Kamalo takes it. I've chatted to Lucky. I've chatted to Craig Zaki. He's obviously done some work, and it's a very good horse, this one. He's going to have to be very good to beat a horse like Black Egret. Mythical Dream, we know, has won 3 on the bounce. Black Egret's Ashley confident. I did speak to Andrew Fortune as well. He did say Black Egret probably hasn't improved, but he might not have to have improved to win a race like this. I think he's a big runner as well. And then just want to mention one other horse here, which is number 3, Lover's Lane, which would be my value bet, about 25 to or 13 to 2 with Gavin aboard. He won 2 good runs here, including that run behind Boisterous. Drawn perfectly at 12. Let's just get that out the way, Nico. Down the straight, the draw on the outside after rain is very important. So Black Egret drawn 16, Lover's Lane drawn 12, and Munchkin drawn 11. All 3 of them good. But Nico, I think Munchkin could be the business.
It could be the business. Now, this horse has been backed twice and scratched twice, hasn't it?
Correct.
My memory serves me correct. It's tried to come to the course. Third time lucky for Davy Shaw and Lucky Udalakis, but everyone was talking about this when it made its debut, and then it was scratched. Then it came out the second time. The bookmakers again liberally priced it up. It was punted heavily. And here they again came into the race at 5 to 2, 28 to 10, and they backed it into half the price, 14 to 10. So the talk is rife that this horse is catching pigeons. Now, the horse above it in the market, rather in the race card, number 11, Marquez, is a full brother to William Robertson. And, you know, I think they went to a lot of money to pay for this, 500,000 Rand they purchased this horse for. Blinkers and tongue tie for the first time. You know, again, we can only tell what's happening when we see these horses. But I don't know what the comments were from Mike de Kock. Did you get comments from the de Kock stable with regard to the 11?
Unfortunately, I have no comments from the de Kock stable at this stage. And just while you're on number 11, Nico, if number 18 gets into the race, she's not in the race. But if she does get into the race, I've heard stories about her too. The daughter of Alborency.
Well, Alborency was a very quick animal, and see anemone,
very
18 years. So, well, I see it very much the same as you. Of those that have run, I think Black Egret is drawn on the right side. I think it'll prefer the 1160. And I think for Keenan Jansen and his partners, I think this one will do okay today. But the question mark is, who are the first timers? You mentioned Lover's Lane. At 12 to 1, it may well be there. I think we are leading the same horses over there in the first of the day. Okay, let's go to race 2 now. Race 2 kicks off the bipot today. And that race is, again, a big field for the fillies this time. It's at 12 o'clock. And in the second race, let's just quickly see if there are any changes here that I can pick up. I don't see any at this stage. So there's been money for number 12, Southern Skies. That's a bit of support for that one. But the favorite here, if I'm looking, is 7 to 2, Gregarious Gal, number 3.
Yeah, Nico, when I looked at this race, I thought the experienced runners should win this race. But I did, at the Vol on Thursday, I did find Alec Laird. He said to me, Virgin River is a nice filly. I also caught up with Gavin Lorena about number 12, Southern Skies, and Gavin also said, nice horse. I thought it might be short for Southern Skies. The mare won over 16 plus, so probably on the sharp side. So therefore, I'm going 3, 4, 5. Quite simple. 3, 4, 5, pretty much as they're betting. I thought that's the way they would run, Nico. I quite like them.
Okay, 3, 4, and 5 in that order. You like Gregarious Gal. I think she was a bit disappointing last time out, but she did run against a strong field, and she's back down to a sprint.
And she is drawn 1. She is drawn 1, and for that reason, I might lean towards the 4 when we get there, Nico.
Yeah. Well, I saw Grant Van Niekerk actually at the airport coming up to Joburg last night from Fairview, because he rode yesterday at Fairview. He seemed a bit down in the dumps because he hasn't had the best of times recently. So he said he's hoping that his riding in Joburg will turn it around for him. So he rides some important horses today, and we'll wait to see.
Talented man.
Yeah, he is. But he said his form isn't too hot at the moment, and I had agreed with it wholeheartedly that maybe the move to Joburg today.
But he was probably laughing when he said that. He was probably laughing when he said that, wasn't he? He's quite a likable chap.
Yeah, he's a wonderful guy. How well bred is this number 18, Call to Glory by Kingman out of Smart Call? You want to see that winner?
Very nice.
That is extremely well done.
Correct.
It's the best bred horse in this country running around at the moment.
Beautiful. Good
Okay.
point.
So that's race 2. You're 3, 4, and 5 in that order, but
Yeah.
looking at those 3 to bring you through.
And I'll be asking you, Nico, to watch those 2 first-timers on the way to the start, please.
Well, I'll watch them in the ring, definitely. You're talking about Southern Skies and Virgin River. Well, look, there is a bit of money on for Southern Skies. I did speak to Gavin yesterday. I'll come to that a bit later on when we chat about what didn't mention that horse to me though. Okay, race 3 is the start of the place accumulated, 12:30. It's a Pinnacle Stakes, fillies and mares over the 1,400 meters. 6 runners in the race, and obviously the return of Rain in Holland. Now we know that she went wrong in her most recent race. She won it, but she wasn't fined to go down to Natal. So they've, I think they did an operation on her, as far as I remember, and she's now got a tongue tie on, and I see she's also got the compression mask on, so quite a bit added to Rain in Holland over here. Compression mask goes on the 3 rather. That's Marigold Hotel, not the 2. So the compression mask's on the 3, Marigold Hotel, and a pressure halter's on number 6, Midnight Gem. Now we go from the biggish fields to a very small field and a competitive field. And you've got 15 to 10 Rain in Holland, 9 to 4 Under Your Spell, who's been purchased by some Australian interests, I understand, and 28 to 10 Bon Vivant. Take us through what you like.
Yeah, I think the betting's right there. When Sean Terry's comments were, Under Your Spell, classy, 62 kilograms will need. Rain in Holland, classy. This might be short, 62. Will obviously just need a bit in a good space. And then Marigold Hotel will need. So for me personally, Nico, I'm going with Under Your Spell. I mean, this daughter of Cape Town Wire is just unbelievably versatile and talented. I'm going to go with her narrowly from her stablemate, Rain in Holland, who obviously just form speaks for itself, and then Bon Vivant. And Sean Terry did say he respects number 5, but for me personally, I didn't think Follow Me had a chance with those top horses. So for me, 1, 2, 4 in that order, end of story.
Yeah, well, they're all coming off breaks, his 3 horses, Sean Terry's, Under Your Spell, Rain in Holland, and Marigold Hotel. He obviously wants to get them racing for the season. So I think that one of them is going to win. And like you, I'm torn between Under Your Spell and Rain in Holland today. I'm not quite sure. But I did bump into Mike Woodstock last week. And he said that they really rate this horse, Follow Me. If you look purely on the ratings, has it all to do for 98. It's rated 98. Under Your Spell is rated 119. So it's 21 points clear of it, which equates to 10 kilos. So it's only getting 8. I think Follow Me's certainly got the recent fitness out the way. That question mark's been answered. For me. So for me, it's between 1 and 2. I still think the class will prevail here, and I'll probably go the same way as you again there.
100%.
Okay, we're moving on to the pick 6. Now there is a carrier in pick 6, folks. The interesting thing here is that 5+1, but we've got 1 million rand carried over to the pick 6, and 6 million is the likely pool in the pick 6. So very interesting indeed. To get the pick 6s on nice and early today. Now, changes in the 4th race, and I'm updating this all the time. Number 10, Typeset, as you mentioned, Pierce Stratum is not riding, so we're still awaiting a rider. I'm furiously waiting for the update to the track report, which I hope will come through as soon as possible. Still not updated. Right, let's look at this one. You've got Feather Boa as the favorite, number 2 at 22 to 10, 9 to 2, Captain Peg, who's obviously not going to Cape Town for that big race that I think is being run tomorrow, actually, that sales race. And instead stays in Joburg for this race, going for 5 in a row, Lyle. I'm going to stop there because I wanted to, first of all, find out what your feelings were on those 2 before we delve further.
Well, before we go further, I think Feather Boa is one of the best bets on the card. I think Feather Boa is a top-class individual. Randall Simons for Stewie Pettigrew has proved herself, and even on the Harare Gold form line where she lost, she's 3 kilograms better off with Harare Gold, who's quite classy. I spoke to Corey Lensley. He said a really big chance. I spoke to I saw Fani Bronco's comments, and he said This is number 10 typeset. He said they have to beat me. So just don't, everyone out there, don't leave our typeset. He's very confident. We know that Pierce Stradham likes this horse too. So just include that one. But if I personally, I'm going for Featherboa, then I'm going for horse, Give Me a Shot. I think this Give Me a Shot might just be slightly underrated here. Then None Other. I also think this horse could be slightly underrated. At 13, what's the price now? Something looking there.
None Other is 12 to 1. 12 to 1.
Yeah, I mean, 1 kilogram bet off with Captain Peg, drawn 5. I don't think none other is finished just yet. And then, of course, number 3, Captain Peg, I've got big respect. But as far as this race is concerned, I thought Featherboa, certainly the horse to beat.
Yeah, I think Featherboa and Captain Peg certainly steal the limelight over here. Captain Peg, I think, will be much better on this track than it was at on the inside track. Now, you look at its 4 runs. The most testing of the 4 runs was the Vaal Classic track, where it won by 4 3/4 lengths.
Correct.
This track is a much more testing track. Look, it's not blessed with the best of draws. So for me, I was defaulting to 2 and 3. I'm not going to be too adventurous here at all. With regard to Farney's comments on typeset, I think she's a very, very nice horse. I think we liked her to kill last time, didn't we? And we got beat by Anfield's Rocket.
Yeah, we were quite surprised.
Yeah, we were quite surprised. Yeah. It was heavily backed too. I think she's a good horse. And again, she's another one that I think will love the track, the long straight. So I agree with Farney. I think that is probably the value in the race at 14 to 1 typeset. Still awaiting a rider though. No change to the status quo there. Right, let's move on to our next race. Race 5. Race 5 is the start of the first jackpot, and it is the Allied Steelrode Graham Beck Stakes, Grade 3, 1,400 meters. In race 5, number 13, Total Protection, has a set of blinkers on. Right, here we go. Let's look at the betting here. 4 to 1 Thunderstruck. 9 to 2 about Royal Victory, the visitor from Durban, from Nati Kotson stable. More money for Laguna Verde. Every time we go for this horse, Laguna Verde, they back this from 12 to 1 to 8 to 1. And there's money as well for Anfield's Rocket, which has come to 10 to 1. And right down at the bottom, that informed Tyrone Zaki stable has got Boisterous shortening in from 20s into 12s. Right, take us through your assessment of the Graham Beck Stakes today.
Well, firstly, I thought Boisterous is held here. You'll have to really turn around a few form lines there. Personally, if Royal Victory has handled the travelling and fit and ready here this afternoon, when I really went into the form lines here, this is the horse to beat. Grant van Niekerk for the Kotson stable, drawn at 9, should be fine. So it's all going to depend on how this horse has arrived here. So I think I'm going to rely on you up there as well. Obviously, for me, Thunderstruck is a massive runner. I don't care where he's drawn, what he does. He's a big runner. But Sean Terry did say that the 15 draw is just obviously a slight worry. And then a horse like number 5, Mercantour. Price 14 to 1, Nico. Keegan the Miller for Stewie Pettigrew. I mean, how's that for a little combination?
Yes.
And if you go back to 1 or 2 of these form lines, they really aren't that bad. So for me, Mercantour is going to be my value bet in the race, but it's a cracking race. I'm going 3, 1, 5. I can talk about many others, but I won't.
Okay, so you like Royal Victory then to win it?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Profit? What do you think of Profit?
Profit. If I go into these form lines here, I can get into it. Held by Thunderstruck on his third run. On the run behind Cousin Casey, he's held by Royal Victory. On the next run behind Cousin Casey, he's held by Royal Victory. And then as far as Thunderstruck is concerned, he shouldn't be too far back. In other words, Nick, I wouldn't be surprised if Profit win. This is a decent individual.
Yeah.
Just because of that draw of 15, and the fact that he's been held not once, but twice by Royal Victory, and Royal Victory's drawn well, that's how I ended up with number 3, Nick.
Yeah, okay, so that's a fair comment. I again, Laguna Verde, we keep on going for. He was gelded prior to his last run. I was very disappointed last time. I thought he'd go better. Change of rider maybe today with Samanga Kamalo in the saddle for Craig Zaki.
But he's held by number 3. He's held by number 3 and Profit, Nico.
I know, but I'm just holding a candle in the wind, I think, for Laguna Verde.
He can improve.
hoping the candle doesn't go out, but it's been back from 12 to 1 into 8 to 1. So there's money on that. So that was one of the shortlisted horses I made for this race. And of course, Grant Maroon also likes his Anfield's Rocket, thinks it's a very decent sort. So the other one horse I wanted to discuss quickly with you was this horse, Union Square. And I know it's a big, big price. And I know it's drawn horrifically, but it was finishing very nicely over the 12 on the inside track at Turffontein. Could this be a huge upset horse today?
Yes, of course it could. This is a dangerous race, Nick. I agree with you. Of course it could. So could Anfield's Rocket. And even a horse like Unzen, who I'll be a bit surprised, but even a horse like that could surprise with the form of Robbie Sage. And then one more, sorry for mentioning all the horses, Arrivederci, who is held by Profit. But Mike did say in my interview with him on whenever it was, Monday, this horse wasn't even ready for that race. And you see how he beats Kalahari Blue. So another one that could be a lurker.
Absolutely. Yeah, that race is not for the faint-hearted, as they say in the classics. No. I don't know where we're eventually going to end up with that race, but all of those that you mentioned, I think, have chances. So therefore, throw the net wide is the advice from the Clocking the Gallop team there. Race 6 is the Citizen Golden Loom Handicap, a listed event as the Hardy Dars circle around me like vultures. 1,000 meters is the trip here. And race 6, the changes. Number 2, Godswood as a tongue tie. So that's the only change I really get from here. Now, they've lumped on this Faraway Winter today. 5 to 2 into 15 to 10. Mr. Diego de Gavea is back in town. He was on a visit to Hong Kong. I was watching some of his posting of his videos and that. So he's back in town now.
Yeah, he was with Lyle and Luke, wasn't he?
He was with Lyle and Luke, yeah. So heaven knows he'd like to be a fly on the wall there. Anyway.
No, you know what? To be honest, I think Lyle will actually keep them in the straight and narrow.
Yes.
He'll
well, that's what he'd like everyone to think, though, too. Okay, so Faraway Winter, all the money for this. Are you in agreement with that money? Was it you that backed this?
No, Nico. I think this is a tough race. My first selection is Constable. How must I say this, by the way? I got taken apart on air once because I called it Constable, which I know it isn't.
Which it's Constable, yeah. The Constable is with a K. I would think Constable would be with a K, although I'm not a speaker.
This is Constable. Look at that last run alone. 3/4 of a length behind Faraway Winter, 5 kilograms better off. The third behind Gaelic Chief, 4 kilograms better off. Chase Majan, 52 kilograms. Even Sean Terry said, well weighted, must have a prayer. That's my first selection. My second selection is number 1, Sheila. Wow, if she's in the mood and she wants to get going, she can run. She was second year last year behind Alicia and Chief. I wouldn't be leaving out Sheila either. And then number 3, Vasim. I chatted to the Magna Stable, best runner on the card for them. Randall Simons taking the ride. And then, of course, number 10, Faraway Winter, the son of Otto Winter. But even also like number 8, Quantum King is an outside. But for me, 11, 1, 3, and then 10. Okay.
Yeah, the one obviously has got a hefty weight to carry, 60.5 kilos. But back up the straight is interesting because she's a speedy sort. She's drawn in the middle of the pack at 6. I think she'll go pretty well here, Sheila. In fact, I'm tempted to say that at 6 to 1, she might well be the value, the stable companion to the horse that they're backing. Kamalo has got on really well with her. Look at that, 5 rides now for 2 wins, 2 seconds and a third.
And Nico, I've got to stress there that when she ran behind Val d'Orsia, William Robertson, a horse like William Robertson is behind her. So this Sheila has got some really good horses behind her in her career.
Well, she ran second in this race last year behind Elysian Chief.
Correct.
She's giving Elysian Chief a kilo. So, Elysian Chief ain't in this race.
I don't mind her.
I think, we're leaning towards Sheila, actually, the stable companion here. I wanted to quickly...
I do like Constable as well, Nico.
Yeah, you do like... So we're looking to beat the favourite there, but we obviously respect Faraway Winter, but we're looking at Sheila and Constable to be major dangers there in that 6th race. Right, we've got to quicken up the pace a little bit. Let's move on to race 7. The Allied Steelrode On a Mission Charity Mile. There's a quartet carryover of $500,000 to this race. Likely pool is $1.5 million. Here's the betting. I'm not going to go through all the betting, but just suffice to say that it is an open renewal of the event. Lyle?
Yeah, and I've spoken to 10 experts, so to speak, and they've all got different opinions. So that just shows you why
Yeah,
this pick six might pay this afternoon. I'll be quite quick, Nico. We can talk about this all day later. For me, MK's Pride is my first selection. The
right.
Brilliant Safe Passage is my second selection. He might just be, he's going for bigger and bigger, better things. Not that this isn't a bigger thing, but I think
Yeah.
he might just need the run a bit. So 2, 3, and then 11 After the Rain, 12 Humdinger, and 13 Irish Tractor. Those are my bottom weights that I'll be taking. The bad news is quite a few people are loving After the Rain. I did chat to Gavin van Zyl, and he did say he's a little worried that the 1600 is 100 meters too far. I must say that.
Yeah, it's a strong front runner, and it is the testing track, and there's been rain, and he's running
Yes.
after the rain. After the rain.
Yeah.
He's a
So,
lovely
Nick, and
horse.
then I want to mention my roughie here. My roughie's number 14, Willow Express. Not sure what the price is. 40 to 1. That's my roughie for the
40 to
race.
1, yeah. Look, I'm going on previous runnings of this race. Okay. Now, last year, Bingwa, all right,
yes,
was drawn 14 out of 16 and won
correct
convincingly. So what I'm telling people out there is, if you like a horse, don't get put off by the draw today. There are people that'll be put off by the bad draws of horses. Don't get put off, because Bingwa slammed them. Admittedly, a good ride by Chase Mojan to win from a 14 draw. Where's it drawn today? One.
Yeah.
I think that Bing was the horse to beat again.
Oh, I like it. Gavin said working very well.
I think this is a massive runner today at 16 to 1, and I think it's got a big chance. Now, I'm not sure, again, what the De Kock stable think about MK's Pride, but he's obviously a very good horse, and it's the first run for the new stable. But remember what I said. I said to you, don't worry about the draws. So I'm going out on a limb here. Puerto Manzano is effectively, forget about the 19, because that doesn't make sense, because there's only 16. It's basically drawn 16.
Right? Yes, correct.
He has had a very good last run. I know it's second run after a rest, but how well is De Mello riding? So you can add a couple of lengths to Puerto Manzano from the draw. I think this is open. And therefore, I think Johan Janssen van Vuren's going to win the race today. He's got Aston, he's got Puerto Manzano, he's got Bingwa, and he's got Homely Girl. Obviously, I think Homely Girl's got a big challenge in front of it.
Yeah.
I like, I'm leaning towards either Puerto Manzano or Bingwa, to be honest, for my first choice. And I respect horses like Pyromaniac, actually, further down the way. I think that's got a chance too. But that's my take on it. Those are the horses I wanted to mention this morning.
Nick, I spoke to Keegan de Mello. He says, yep, horrible draw, will be running on.
Yeah.
Keegan's comments.
Okay. Let's move on to race number 8 now, with only 6 minutes of show left. This is the Grade 2 Yellowwood Handicap over 1,800 meters. Scratch is number 4, Admire Me here. Pink Tourmaline is 2 to 1 favorite. Gilded Butterfly 7 to 2, stepped up and tripped last time. Bold Fortune 7 to 2. I make it a race with those 3. I don't know if you agree or not.
Yes, correct. I'm quite strong on Pink Tourmaline. I've chatted to James Crawford. He's very confident. So quite a strong first choice here. First choice, Pink Tourmaline. And then for me, Stu Pettigrew to run second and third, 7 and 2. 1, 7, 2. I thought those were the 3.
Okay, I do like Pink Tourmaline. We liked it last time out. We went out and backed it at 8 to 1 and 10 to 1. We got the money when it beat Nebraska. I think we're back on it again today. Pink Tourmaline. But I have very big respect for this horse, Gilded Butterfly, who's now seems to have won a race and now may get her confidence back. So I'm going 1, 2, and 7, pretty much as the betting has it over there. We're not going.
One more mention, Nico. Please just include number 11. Just include Crimson Princess and all the trifectas and quartets, because on a run does hold Gilded Butterfly. So just include her.
Okay. If you're going to include her, I'm going to suggest that Greek Miss improves from her last start to Gilded Butterfly to be better today on the main track as opposed to the inside track. But let's see what that out to there. Okay, let's move over to race number 9 now, which is the listed Java Stakes over 2,400 meters. In race 9, Number 2, Imperial Rubies, Marco van Rensburg. No tongue tie for 7 out of your league. Your choices here, race 9.
4, 8, 3, and 2. Light of the Moon for me. Speed Home Razor Hallelujah. 3rd, the very good. I really like Blackthorn. And then number 2, Imperial Ruby. So for me, Light of the Moon, Nico.
Light of the Moon. You think she continue her good form? She likes this course. You think that she's going to be up against the boys today, that she'll slam them?
Yeah, I do, Nico. She's so good, and she loves the wet conditions as well. So
yeah, she does.
I think it's a good race. I mean, for me to tip her confidently, no, because Blackthorn, Razor Hallelujah, and Imperial Ruby are no fools.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can run too. Mm.
Okay, so you're going to go for
good race.
Light of the Moon,
and even Jamila.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must just mention Jamila as well. I think, obviously we've got a chance as well. At the weights here, Jamila is also a runner. So my first selection, the 4, and then wow, those next 4 behind her are all talented stayers.
Yeah. Funny enough, I like Blackthorn. I thought Blackthorn was the horse to beat here for Terry and DeMello. I respect the 4 though, so I made it between 3 and 4 as the top stayers in this particular contest in terms of class. Razor Hallelujah, for me, still has to prove it against Light of the Moon. I don't think it's
level.
Yeah. Okay, the 10th and last race will end off at 1640, American 105 handicap 1600. This is effectively the consolation charity mile for all the horses that didn't get into that race, went for this one. Scratch number 5, Express from the US. Castletown there's been money for into 4-1, but 7-2 Vanderbilt, and another level 5-1 Part of Avon.
Well, hold your laughter till the end, Nico. I'm going Imperial Master from Back to Black, then another level, and then number 7 Thunderbolt. I quite like number 11 Imperial Master. Pelisandium Tori, Stewie Pettigrew. This 53 kilograms drawn for. That's my selection here at about 25-2 from number 10 Back to Black. I think this horse is going to pop up here. I did chat to Casey. She said been disappointing, capable of better than being showing. And on another level form line, Back to Black is 3.5 kilograms better off. So for me, 11, 10, 9, 7, 3.
Okay, so you're going for the bottom one. We're doing one of those issues where we go for the horses below a certain number to win. I think the winner will come from 9, 10, or 11. Yeah. So I'm leaning towards
those. Yeah, I agree.
But 100%. You also think Vanderbilt, eh?
Well, no, Nico, no. I'm quite strong on the 9, 10, 11. Just like you, to be honest.
Yeah. I liked Back to Black, actually.
I like those 3.
I like Back to Black. And, I think that this JP van der Merwe, since he's come back
You're frozen. You froze there for a second. You froze. I don't know if it was the camera or it was you, Nico.
I'm not sure. It must have been the camera. Do you think?
No, I'm hoping it was the camera, not you, Nico. Did you say you like Back to Black?
Yes, I did. I said I like Back to Black. Yeah.
I'm very glad.
Yeah.
So do I, Nico. I think maybe we found
the reason why I like it. I do too. The reason why I like it is because JP van der Merwe, to me as a rider, has improved in leaps and bounds. He's really done extremely well. And put it this way, I think it's a big runner today. I know we're breaking up there, Lyle. We've got a bit of an issue there with that. So I think Lyle has left us. Unfortunately, it looks like the signal's gone bad. But just suffice to say, Lyle, yes, I did say Back to Black, hoping that you're still with us. We'll see you later at Turffontein. Okay, Lyle, unfortunately.
Oh, there you are. I got you.
Okay, have you got me? Okay.
I got you.
We've got to go because that's the end of the show, but we'll speak later at Turffontein. Thanks for your input today.
Thank you, Nico. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, we're on Back to Black in that last race, another level, and Imperial Master. Thanks for joining us. That's been the preview for Saturday's Turffontein.